Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mogi Monday. So, as you can tell, we're starting in the middle of a Mogi, and we have some overlays on, which means this was done on a stream not too long ago, just 2 days ago. And, as you can tell by the title and thumbnail, we ended up getting a perfect GP. Now, if you don't know what a perfect GP is, it's where you go back to back to back to back first. So, 4 times in a row getting a first place. The reason why, that you call it a perfect GP is because GP is Grand Prix, that's 4 races. So that's we're gonna break it all down, how I ended up getting it, and maybe get you guys a little bit of insight as to how I play in general. And yeah, anyways, we got this first race, Dolphin Shoals. I'm just gonna speed this up because, well, I got into first pretty early, collected like basically all the coins at the beginning, which is why I think this is so good for first. And as you can tell, reacted just in time to get that defense once again because it got stolen from me right before the set. Any later, I probably wouldn't be able to react to it, but now we enter back into lap 3 where everything is going normal speed, and I ended up pulling double defense, so now I didn't have to worry about a red, but I got ghosted. Luckily, it was on the right path, so I didn't think they'd be able to see, and they just frame chained the red, and I got double defense again. So, yeah. That's how I got first on this race. Now you might be saying, okay, where's the shock? Where's the blue? Well, they just don't come at all. And you might be saying, okay, maybe it was just like you got super lucky and that's how you ended up getting the perfect GP. And I will not deny this first race was very lucky. But for the rest of this, I'm going to have to be fighting for these first places. They were not easy by any stretch of the imagination. So here on Twisted Mansion, this track is very bad for first, by the way. So I kind of have to be as fast as possible, collect those coins, and just hope not a lot of people shroom up here. And there's 1, there's 2, and there's like 3 and maybe even 4 people up here. Yep. And I get trailed. So, yeah, not the greatest of starts, but I decided to keep running because I did have 7 coins before I got hit there. And now I'm already back up to 8. We're going to get these 2 on the right here. And suddenly I'm back up to 10 coins in 5th. So this is not a bad spot at all. I get a green to take out this guy in front of me. Very nice snipe. And now I'm just hoping to get a shroom at the next set, take the cut, and this slow-mo here is demonstrating that I almost got backed by that red. I don't know why he was back there, of all places. I go a little bit to the right on this left side just to avoid a potential blue. And I think, okay, the blue didn't get horned, but yeah, we have to worry about this guy who just got blued and barely get the double. And as you can see here, the reason why I'm stopping this is that there is a green right behind me. And I noticed this, and I have 2 shrooms. So I just get out of there and barely avoid the bomb. And now we still have that guy with the green. He throws his green up, barely misses, but I have to avoid it for, 3 more seconds because it's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Luckily, it goes off the glider just in time. And now I have 2 reds in second place. So, all that to get into a very good position here. I'm pretty far away from first, which is not great. But it's good enough. Like, if I can just get a blue to come in any time here, I will just win the race. And if we look up ahead, we see the guy in first used his horn. So I forced the horn out of the guy in first.
Used his horn. Oh, and there's the blue now.
And the blue instantly comes out. So, another lucky break, but we had to work so hard to even get to that point, and I accidentally backed my teammate. He was the Black Birdo, and this guy almost trails me, but now we're in the clear. We don't have to worry about anything. Just kidding. We get ghosted, so we have to hope that there's no reds here for us at the very end, and it doesn't look like anyone's chaining anything. The pack's too close behind us. There's no way we're going to get redded, and we got our circuit first place in a row. So that we got a little bit lucky, but we had to absolutely do a ton of work there to make that even a possibility. So now I'm suddenly MVP. I was on a terrible start, by the way, and these last couple races got me back into it, and now we're on DS Mario Circuit. So if you've played this game competitively, you know this is a bagger. Okay, so we're going backwards. We're trying to get some coins. 3 other people are contesting the coins, so we just have to sit back and wait for opportunity. And I'm speeding up the bagging, of course. And suddenly, I get a shock dodge. Yeah, this early on to the race. They pulled it second set, lap 1, instantly spammed it, and now I decided to keep my star, because if I had chained my star, I'd had a pretty high chance of pulling something like triple shrooms, for example. Now maybe it could have been better to chain my star and get something in pocket, but there was a ghost right in front of me, so I didn't feel the need to. And here, I used my star in the cut to try and maybe catch a shock, and it doesn't. I get ghosted, which was really nice, because then I got 2 chances at another dodge, ended up getting 1. And I knew the build was going to end there, so that's why I didn't feel the worry of having to go in the middle there. And that red shell I thought was going to get thrown at me ends up getting backed instead, which I was very surprised about. I didn't really mind having to use my star there, but it would have been very inconvenient. Especially since, look how far first is. Oh, shock dodge, I'm so sad. But I can win. Get him! Yes, sir! What? Okay, nice. A little laggy, but another first. So yeah, we ended up getting first just barely by getting the double reds off onto the line, essentially. Any time that I throw that red later, we'll get him across the line. So yeah, that was, I guess you could say, pretty lucky as well. But, you know, holding that star for a very long time, you know, we're covering the shock spots that are very common on lap 2 there. And we even covered a pretty common shock spot on lap 3. So now moving on to Rome Avanti, where usually this track isn't great for first. Now, I get 2 sets to get my coins up. So now we're up to 6, which is pretty nice. But there's usually plenty of people who shroom up at the first 2 cuts, which kind of negates the advantage you'd get from getting all those coins. But it turns out the only person that shroomed ahead of me was my teammate. So we're top 2, and the hope is there's no shock here, and there's like not an early blue here to take out my teammate and then have me on my toes for the rest of the race. And at this point, we haven't seen the blue, so this is very good. And I still have 7 coins, so my protection gets ghosted, which is not great. I might have chained there regardless, but since the red came for me, I might have just held. But I get a coin, which is very unlucky. Fortunately, third does not capitalize and reds me a little bit too late. I have shroom. Drop. Dang it. Okay, you had horn. So my teammate actually made an insane play there, because I had no idea he had a horn, but of course he knew that. So what he ended up doing was, he knew I wasn't going to be able to slow down for him. So what he did is, normally you'd go like to the far left or the far right to avoid getting your teammate in the blue explosion, but he decides to brake because I have a shroom, so that way he's able to protect me for the rest of the race. Unfortunately, he dies here, I think, to second, and I still get my first place, so we get the perfect GP here. Now, as you can tell, this is not the end of the video, because, well, for one, we are still fighting with a team. We are only up 9 on second place. So if we get a bad race here, we actually lose the bogey somehow, even though I'm on 110 with 1 race left. And I actually get my track pick here in Ninja Hideaway. And so here I'm trying to just get as far ahead from second as possible. We pulled a coin early, which was nice. It's pretty typical of this track that you get 7 coins right off the bat and then pull something like this at the double. And this is why I really like this track for first, because you can get this kind of setup all the time. And my teammate coming in clutch once again, just chilling out, the only threat to me. And that green got very close, and it got very close to hitting my teammate, but luckily does not. Now I have Shroom in second. I'm thinking, okay, my teammate has less coins than me, 100% here. So I'm thinking he's going to let me pass. He shows he has a horn, but decides to let me pass regardless. But yeah, my teammate played amazing to allow this very awesome feat to happen. Now, of course, shock comes, so this isn't great, but look at this. Wow, that was perfect. What? Go, teammate, go. Oh! Please no red. 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 All I ask. Okay. Did not get redded. Thank God. So now we're at the point where, after a shock on lap 2, we could actually get top 2 and secure the win. Now, there's the blue shell on the minimap, and it was kind of laggy here. I was kind of worried I would get blued, but it stabilizes here. And I thought maybe my teammate wouldn't be able to hit the Nisk, but he does just in time. And I think the blue would have taken out the plant cards regardless. My teammate kind of has to die for that. But even if I get first here, as long as F doesn't get 2-3, we would still win. But are we going to get fucking 5 firsts in a row? This is fucking crazy. Perfect GP and then add another first on top. Like it's no big deal. The last 5 races, all firsts. What the fuck? So as you can see, F got 2-3, but my teammate got 7th. So it was enough to hang on to our first place. That got us some much needed MMR. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this Bogey Monday. It was a little bit different, but right now, if you're watching this, I'm most likely streaming some more competitive Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So if you want to watch me, head over there to the live tab, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!